Most spiritual journeys seem to have a final destination in mind, right? An ultimate goal. But what if that destination is really just the beginning of a much bigger adventure? Okay, let's dive into one of the Bhagavad Gita's most profound and honestly often overlooked secrets. This quote from the philosopher Shri Aurobindo, man, it just nails it. It basically says that what most people think of as the absolute peak of spiritual life, for the Gita, that's just base camp. It's the starting line for something way more interesting. For so many traditions, the grand prize is nirvana. That experience of dissolving your little self into this vast, silent, formless ocean of consciousness, what they call Brahman. That's it. Game over. You've reached the end. And this is where the Gita just completely flips the script. After this incredible cosmic vision in chapter 11, which is basically the Gita's version of nirvana, the story doesn't end. Instead, it asks this revolutionary question. Okay, so you've touched the infinite. You've realized this universal consciousness. Now what? What are you going to do with it?
And this huge question gets voiced by our main character, Arjuna. He's standing at this spiritual crossroads, and his confusion is one that I think we all feel at some point.
Arjuna's question to Krishna is so simple and so deep. He basically asks, look, which way is better? Chasing after that formless, abstract, absolute thing, or developing a real, personal, loving relationship with you? It's a question that cuts right to the chase of what we're all looking for. So you can kind of see the two paths side by side here. The impersonal path is all about negation. It says all these forms we see are like clay pots. They're temporary, they're going to break. The only thing that's real is the formless clay itself. But the personal path doesn't reject the pot. It says you can love the divine through the pot, as a living, breathing reality. And this brings us to this amazing word, Purushottama. When Krishna talks about a personal God, he doesn't just mean his human form. The Purushottama is the whole shebang. It's the ultimate reality that is both the formless clay and the beautiful pot. It's not an either-or, it's a both-and. It's the complete picture. So how do you get there? How do you connect with this supreme person? Well, Krishna, being the master teacher he is, doesn't lay out one single brutal path. Instead, he gives us a kind of spiritual ladder with rungs for absolutely everyone, no matter where you're starting from. And this is just pure genius. The highest step, the top of the ladder, is to keep your mind fixed on the divine all the time. But if you can't do that, no problem. Drop down a rung. Try the yoga of practice. If that's too tough, drop down again. Just offer your work to the divine. And if even that feels like too much, start at the very bottom with the simplest, most accessible step of all. Just let go of what happens. I mean, this verse is it's mind-blowing. Krishna says that this simple act, just letting go of your anxiety about the result, is in some ways more powerful than meditation. Because peace comes immediately, instantly. You can do this right now, at your desk, in your car, in the middle of a tough conversation. There's this fantastic analogy for this. It's the way of the baby monkey versus the way of the kitten. The baby monkey has to cling to its mother with all its might. It's all effort. If it lets go, it falls. But the kitten, it does nothing. It just goes limp, it surrenders, and the mother cat picks it up and carries it safely. The Gita is telling us, be the kitten. Just let go. All right, so that's the how-to guide. But then Krishna does something really beautiful. He shifts from the how to the who. He starts painting this incredibly detailed picture of the kind of person that is just so dear to him. It's not a checklist of things to do. It's a portrait of who to become. Let's take a look. First up, it's about a fundamental goodwill. Not just avoiding hate, but being an active friend to every single being out there, because you see the divine in all of them. Next, equanimity. This person is rock solid. They're not thrown around by life's ups and downs. Praise, blame, success, failure, their inner peace just doesn't get rattled. Oh, this is a huge one. That constant nagging sense of me and mine is gone. They don't cling to things, to people, to accomplishments as theirs. That little separate self has just dissolved. And I just love this combination. On the one hand, they are totally content with whatever life brings. But on the other, they have this fierce, unshakable determination on their path. It's a beautiful mix of peace and power. This points to a two-way harmony, right? Their presence doesn't cause friction or drama for others, and the chaos of the world doesn't disturb their inner calm. And finally, they become a perfect instrument. They act, and they act with incredible skill, but the motivation isn't personal ambition. It flows from a higher place. They're just a channel for the divine will. So, when you put all of these qualities together, what do you end up with? You get the final, stunning takeaway from all this. The Gita is laying out a value system that is completely, 100%, upside down from the one our world runs on. Just think about it for a second. In that entire beautiful description of the person who is dearest to God, was there any mention of being a billionaire, a Nobel Prize winner, a world leader, a famous artist? Nope. All the things we put on magazine covers, they are nowhere on the list. And here's the profound reason why. The Gita teaches that this entire world, with all its drama and challenges, is basically a gymnasium for the soul. The job you have, the family you're in, your wins and your losses, they are not the point. They are the workout equipment you use to build those inner qualities we just talked about. This is a staggering thought, and it really hits you. It suggests that the vast, vast majority of what we all strive for, what our society values, what we spend our lives chasing is, from a spiritual point of view, completely and utterly irrelevant. And this really leaves us with a final question to chew on. What if we have it all backwards? What if the true measure of a successful life has absolutely nothing to do with what we achieve on the outside and everything to do with the person we are becoming on the inside?